Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. What's up, guys? My name is Yaullah. I'm from GMM first 4th semester. So today my topic is in pharmacology, the most important topic like the antihyperlipidemic drugs, cholesterol absorption inhibitors, and bile acid sequestrants. So before we really start the topic, I want to tell you something in advance. Like this will help you in upcoming topics. Like what is LDL and what is HDL. So low density lipoprotein is the abbreviation of LDL. So as name indicates that it's a combination of lipids and proteins. So this transport the cholesterol from the liver to the tissues. So and we know that if in the liver the concentration of cholesterol is in greater amount, so what will occur? Clot formation and the stroke will be occur. So this is called the bad protein. Low density lipoprotein are also called bad protein because they transport the cholesterol from the tissues to the from the liver to the tissue. And next we have high density lipoprotein. So high density lipoprotein are called good protein. Why? Because they absorb or suck back the cholesterol from the tissue and store it into the liver. So they prevent us from the risk of the heart attack and also prevent us from the stroke. So now we are in position to study the antihyperlipidemic drugs. So here you can see in slide the antihyperlipidemic drugs. So it's also called the cholesterol lowering drugs. As name indicates, that's anti means against, and hyperlipidemic when we have higher lipid in our tissue, in our arteries. So the drugs which used against it, we called it antihyperlipidemic drugs or cholesterol lowering drugs. So it is a diverse group of pharmaceuticals that are used in the treatment of high level of fats or lipids such as cholesterol. So if we have high amount of cholesterol in our blood, the condition we call it what? Called hyperlipidemia. So they are called lipid lowering drugs. Next we have to move onward. Here you can see the cholesterol. So what is cholesterol? Before we really talk about the cholesterol, I want to tell you something in advance. Like cholesterol is a waxy fat-like substance that found in the cell and in our body. That the function of cholesterol is like to make some hormones. It also help in making the vitamin D and also some substance that help to digest the food. So these are the function of cholesterol. And if we talk about the chemical formula of the cholesterol, so cholesterol contains 27 carbon atoms and 46 hydrogen and a single oxygen. So here you can see the hexa and the penta ring structure of the cholesterol. Here this structure formula of the cholesterol. Here we have the phospholipids. So in phospholipids, here is a head and a tail. They have two portions. So the head is generally polar and hydrophilic and soluble in water. Hydrophilic are those which are soluble in water, and the tail is hydrophobic, which are insoluble in water, and they are chargeless, and the head have a negative charge. So here you can see the fatty acid and the glycerol. They have two fatty acid ring and single glycerol, while they have a glycerol and three fatty acid ring, the triglyceride. So these are the introduction about the cholesterol. Now we moving to the next slide. Here you can see the cholesterol helping to make different types of hormones, like it also helping synthesizing the bile acids and also helping synthesizing the steroid hormone. Here you can see the cortisol and glucocorticoid helping to making these two hormones, while in sex hormone, if you talk about that, so they help in making the progesterone and estrogen, while adrenotenedione, and it's also helping making the testosterone. So cholesterol and phospholipids make together, they form what? Cholesterol, and here you can see it's cholesterol and this phospholipid. They help to make the cellular area of a cell, like the cell membrane of the cell. They help in providing the support and shape of the cell membrane of the cell, these two together. So these are all about the cholesterol. Now we are in position to discuss the cholesterol absorption inhibitors. So it's our second segment in our presentation. So cholesterol absorption inhibitors are a class of compound that prevents uptake of cholesterol from the small intestine into the circulatory system. So here you can see a drug, how this mechanism occur, how we lower the cholesterol in our body. So here you can see the ezetimibe. This is the drug. which helping lowering the cholesterol level in the body. So how this mechanism occurs, let's study it. So it is the drug which inhibit the cholesterol transporter protein. Here you can see the NPC1 and L1. It's called niamin, pica, C1 and like one. It's a cholesterol transporter protein. So they help to cholesterol transport protein NPC1L1 in the small intestine. They inhibit or block this protein. So as a result, what occur? They prevent us from absorption of free cholesterol in the small intestine. If this protein is blocked, so they help in prevention also of the cholesterol in the small intestine. So no further cholesterol will be absorbed, and this we will be free from the cholesterol, which is very harmful for our body. So also they block them. Here you can see the another mechanism here, also block like ezetimibe. This drug work in different ways. Either they have to block this protein NPC1L1, and either they have to block the AP2 receptors or AP2 protein. So this AP2 protein is blocked by ezetimibe. This AP2 protein is responsible for what? It is responsible for the endocytosis of cholesterol from small intestine into the blood. We have two types of mechanism in our body, like one is endocytosis and the other is exocytosis. Endocytosis are those in which we eat the cell, eating of the cell, and pinocytosis are those in which we eat the cell, drinking of the cell, sorry. Endocytosis are eating of the cell, and pinocytosis are drinking of the cell. So it is a here we can see works in two types. Either they have to block the NPC1 L1 receptors or protein, and either they have to block the AP2 protein. So at this we will get free from the cholesterol storage. They have also some side effects, like you can see here, the diarrhea, pain in the stomach, because this action of this drug is so strong. So that's why we feel diarrhea, pain, back pain, and stomach or abdominal pain, numbness, tingling, and tired feeling, headache, dizziness, and depressed mood. So these are the side effects of the ezetimibe. They also work in some different way. Here you can see the doses, like how we can take this drug. So here you can see the interior dose of the ezetimibe, brand name is Zetia. So 10 milligram, we have to take it 10 milligram, and half-life of this range around about 22 hours. I want to tell you something briefly about the interior doses. Interior doses are those which can be taken orally, like by mouth. The drug which we use, they are called interior doses. So they have a less bioavailability. The absorption rate is lesser, and they have first pass metabolism. First pass metabolism are those that they have to follow the GIT routes. So most of the drugs would be waste on the way, and at last, if they meet in the small intestine, the blood, so they will be absorbed and reach the liver, and like that. So most the pathway is so long, so that's why they effect are not much more better. So these are the drug ezetimibe. Next, here you can see another type of mechanism which could be done by the either they have to block the mechanism of they have to block the pro-protein convertase subtilisin or kexin type 9 receptors. So in short, we can say that PSK9 inhibitors. So this is the enzyme PSK9 enzyme. So they block by these drugs. So if they block, so we can face what? Low density lipoprotein receptors. So here you can see also the alirocumab and evolocumab. These are works as antibodies. So if this enzyme block the reabsorption of the LDL receptor, low density lipoprotein receptor. So alirocumab and evolocumab, these two antibodies work together and block the PSK9 enzyme. So if this enzyme block, so we prevent degradation of low density lipoprotein receptors. So prevention of LDL receptor. So at this, what will occur? And the greater amount of the LDL receptors and catch more LDL from the circulation of the blood. So as if we have a deficiency of the LDL receptor, so this receptor what they will do, they catch more receptor from the blood like LDL to form the need to fulfill the need. So they catch more LDL from the circulation of the blood, and this at this way what decreasement of the LDL cholesterol in the blood will be occur. So this is how by blocking the PCSK9 enzyme, if we block it, so the LDL cholesterol will be decreases. So this is the another type of mechanism. Here you can see the they stop the reabsorption of the bile acids. So if bile acid reabsorption is stopped, so liver will form more biles, and they will reach to the gut, and if they reach to the gut, so then what occur, the excretion of the bile acid will be occur, and substance will be excreted. Here you can see the bile acid will be secreted. Next, we are studying the drug class of medication like elerocumab. Brand name is Proluent, and evolocumab. So elerocumab, we can use it as a parental doses. So 75 to 150 milligram per milliliter, and half-life is 17 to 20 days. While the evolocumab, we can take it parental doses, and we can take it 140 milligram per 140 milligram per ml milliliter, and to 420 milligram per 3.5 milliliter, and half-life is around about 11 to 17 days. We can take it as a parental doses. So parental doses are those which can take in other than orally. Like these type of drugs, we can't take it orally. They either by taking the intramuscular, subcutaneous, or intravenous, or subrectal route, or buccal route. So these type of medication have a high bioavailability, means the absorption power of these type of medication is very high. So they show much more effects on our body, and they show bypass metabolism. Bypass metabolism are those which can directly enter into our blood. So next we have to study our last topic, which are called bile acid sequestrants. So bile acid sequestrants, before we really start the topic, bile acid sequestrants are medicine that help in the lowering that help to lower your low density lipoprotein, which are called bad cholesterol. So they help in lowering that cholesterol, and too much cholesterol in your if you have too much cholesterol in your blood, so they can stuck to the walls of your arteries and narrow or block them. So at this what will occur, we have a greater chance of heart attack or stroke formation. So these medicine work by blocking bile acid in your stomach from being absorbed in your blood. So bile acid also, if we have greater amount of bile acid in our body, so at this what will be occur, we have thinning the layers, and our layers will be damaged. So at this, these type of medicine will help by blocking the bile acids. So bile acid block reabsorption of bile acid from the gut. They block it from the gut. Here you can see they block these three types of medicine could be used: cholestyramine, and cholecalciferol, and cholestyramine. So these three types of medicines, how its mechanism occurs? Mechanism is like this: they stop or block the reabsorption of bile acid from the gut. So if its reabsorption is blocked, so we know that bile acid is made from cholesterol. So no more cholesterol in our blood. So at this we will be free, feel free. So liver cell increase the at the result of this, liver cell increase the number of LDL receptors to bring more LDL cholesterol, and as a result what will be occur, the lesser level of the circulating LDL in our blood. We have feel little number of circulating LDL receptors and LDL cholesterol, and we will be free. So these are the all about the mechanism of these three types of drugs. And they have also some side effects, because the action of these drugs is so strong, like constipation, stomach and abdominal pain, and nausea and vomiting. So cholestyramine, then we eat it at the interior doses like 4 gram powder. It's available in market in powder form, and half-life is about 1 hour. And cholecalciferol, we can take it as a 625 milligram tablets or 3.75 gram per packet powder. It available in both form, tablet form or powder form. And 4 hours is the half-life of cholecalciferol. And cholesterol, we can as a take as a granules or packets 5 gram, and 3 hours is the half-life of this drug. Now we can also stop the bile acid naturally. Like how we can stop? We can also stop the bile acid sequestrants, like to decrease the number of bile acids in our body. So we have to a little bit limit our fatty foods, not to eat the shawarma or burgers like that food, avoid alcohols, proper exercise, and we can also like eat simple foods and stop smoking and lose weight if we have obese. So this is all about these three topics. So hope you got some idea from it. Thank you.